Hello, you are listening to the Eagles Podcast Network. This is the College Sports Podcast, and welcome back to another exciting episode. Just Chase and I in this episode.
We got Chase on the show today, just us two. We're going to rock and roll today. We have some early college football predictions for next year. We have a little recap on the college football season. We have a little teams to talk about, and we have basketball. So let's first start. What do you want to start with?
Let's talk about projected top 25 rankings next year in college football.
All right. So this is according to PFF. So let's get started.
I'll come up with my own here.
All right, yeah, but I'm just going to state what PFF said. First, Ohio State's number uno, Clemson's number 2, Georgia's number 3, Oregon's number 4, Alabama's 5, LSU's 6, Oklahoma's 7, Washington's 8, Notre Dame's 9, and Wisconsin is 10. Now, for me, I do not agree with this at all.
Okay. I do not agree with Washington being the top 10. They lost their offensive coordinator, Mark Lubick. He's coming to Nebraska, to his home state, where he's going to change around the whole program. And that's a big loss because that's the guy that changed the whole culture of Oregon football. Oregon and Washington football when he brought Oregon to the 2013 national championship with Chip Kelly. So it's a big loss. I do not agree, but I can give you my top 10 right now. I'm going to start with number 1. I'll put Clemson.
Yeah, I see Clemson.
And 2 at Ohio State. Ohio State's still going to be a dominant team next year, even though losing J.K. Dobbins and Chase Young.
Clemson with Trevor Lawrence come back.
And Jeff Okudah.
Yeah, it's really big. And I was Travis Etienne, the running back, come back for Clemson. That's really big.
And I got Alabama.
A lot of people are putting down Alabama this season.
I think Tua's brother is going to do a great job next year. I think it's their main starter.
Not Mac Jones?
No, not Mac Jones. I know he was a great quarterback coming out of high school. Nice 4-star player. I just don't think he's going to be the starting quarterback for the Alabama. They're going to fit him with the system with Tua, but it's just going to be a righty version.
Now looking, the PFF has LSU number 6. I don't agree with that. I think that chase should be way lower since they lost a lot. You lost most of their wide receivers. They lost, obviously, one of the best quarterbacks in Joe Burrow, the Heisman winner. They lost their defensive coordinator and their quarterback coach, Joe Brady. And
I got number 4, Florida Gators. I think Florida's going to have a good year next year. I think their only loss is going to come across Georgia, but I think they're still going to be a solid team in the SEC. They're going to be going the 4-spot playoff.
Now, a lot of people are saying that Florida's going to lose to Georgia. Then Georgia's going to lose in the SEC championship, and Florida can maybe sneak in there, either them or Oregon.
Yes.
Oklahoma's 7, according to them.
I don't understand. And I'm going to go with 5. I'm going to put Oregon in. Oregon's going to be a good team. I know they lost Justin Herbert going to the draft. He's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the draft. But possibly a top 2 quarterback prospect. But I think Oregon is going to be such a good offense next year. And their defense, as we were talking about their defense, how is their defense going to play this year? Their defense stepped up. They were able to hold Wisconsin. Great. They forced a lot of turnovers. I think Oregon's going to be set next year, and that's a possible dark horse for the college football playoff.
Watch out for Oregon and Florida trying to make that 4 spot. And Clemson will probably make it because they have an easy schedule. Ohio State's probably going to make it. One SEC team's going to make it, but then that 4 spot, Oregon and Florida.
Okay, 6 might surprise you here, but I got Penn State. I think Penn State is going to be a sleeper in the Big Ten next year. I think they'll come second in the East. It's going to come down to Ohio State, Penn State to determine who's going to win the Big Ten East. But I got Ohio State winning it. But Penn State is going to be another New Year's 6 champion in my book next year. We'll see how it holds up, though.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what Penn State can do because they got loads of talent.
And I got 7. I got Oklahoma. It really disappointed me over the past 2 years that Oklahoma is not able to
go across. Because for the past 3 years they've been in the playoff, but
they just can't win a playoff game. And it just kind of looks like Notre Dame to me. Those two just can't win playoff games, and it's just sad. But their quarterback talent's going to be good once again. They redshirt that guy this year. What's his name?
What position?
His quarterback for Oklahoma. What's that guy? Look him up.
All right. So, yeah.
All right. Well, while we hold to the side, I forgot Spencer Rattler. He's going to be really good. Oh my God, he did so good in the Under Armour All-American game. Sorry, it just came to my head last second. Okay, then we got in the 7th spot. It's gonna be Georgia. I think they're gonna have 2 losses next year. I think they're gonna come across a loss to Georgia. I mean, Georgia's gonna come across against LSU and Florida.
Yeah, that Florida game's gonna be massive.
I don't know, man. Florida could pull it off, but I really don't know. But I see Georgia having 2 losses next year.
New QB and Jamie Newman.
Yeah, and I mean, what do you think for LSU? Where would you put them?
LSU's tough because they're losing a lot, but you still have the great coach in Ed Orgeron. I don't know about LSU because a lot of people are saying why are you putting LSU so low since they were one of the best teams and they won it this year. But don't forget, like we said, they're losing a lot of talent.
A lot of talent on each end of the ball.
I still think LSU's gonna be good.
I'll throw them in. Okay.
Number 8, number 9, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, it's still way too early. So
let's go to 9. I'm gonna have 9. I'm gonna have the Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin has shown they are a consistent football program in the Big Ten and all of college football. They have a system under Paul Chris. It's run game first, and then Jack Cohn. Jack Cohn has proven himself to be a good quarterback. He's great throwing the slants. I got Wisconsin at 9. I think another Rose Bowl for them possibly this year.
Yeah.
And yeah, it could be Wisconsin, Oregon again if Oregon doesn't get in the playoff. And then I got 10. My 10th spot is gonna go to Notre Dame. I don't know what to think about Brian Kelly's Notre Dame. But geez, I think their offense is going to improve a lot this season, coming off a good bowl game win against Iowa State. Boost their confidence, recruiting. It's hard to recruit Notre Dame, though, because it's a Catholic school. I get it. But, because, I don't know, it's just a lot of religious stuff. But football doesn't necessarily come first when you go to Notre Dame sometimes. But they have a great football program. I think they got the top 10 spot next year.
Yeah. All right, now moving on from this top 10, we have a little chance.
Oh, wait, hold up.
All right.
What about Felipe Franks to Arkansas? Oh, my goodness. Okay, wait, is Arkansas playing Florida next year?
No, they are not.
Oh, they are not. Okay. I think he wouldn't want to come back to Florida either way. Gainesville would not be a fun place for him.
Felipe Franks loved Florida. He loved the opportunity. He loved everything about Florida. Unfortunately, his injury, Cal Trask came in, superstar. And now Cal Trask or Emory's
came back to backup to also another transfer, Derek Kane. He is him to Miami. I see as a good fit for him.
Don't forget that Cal Trask
backed up to him in high school.
Yeah, and it's the whole story.
Yeah.
And now he's transferring to a worse program.
Well, we'll see what Miami does. I don't believe Miami's going to come back to be an elite program until a very long time. I think Miami.
You have to recruit.
I mean, you have to recruit. It's South Florida. That's where most talent is. I don't understand how they can't come top 10 in recruiting. But, I mean, they're still top 15. They're on the way up. But I think Manny Diaz is going to bring this program back. I think it's going to take forever.
He sounds like it, but last year they had some pretty disappointing losses in FIU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, I don't know. End of the year, the man coming to Miami. I think he's going to do great stuff. He's literally a 5-star to the game of football. But we'll see what happens. What do you think about Ethan?
Miami, it's transfers.
Transfers.
So.
All right, we'll see what happens. But we'll keep our eyes open on Miami.
I can't wait to see what Felipe does also.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this. Hawaii offered a new. They have a new coach called Todd Graham, and this guy is coming from Arizona State Sun Devils. We'll see what happens, but we'll see what Hawaii does. They had a pretty good season.
A lot of people say that the prettiest girls are in Arizona.
Mm-hmm. ASU, man. Yeah. Okay, move on. Let's move on to some college basketball here, folks.
Woo. Now, starting with Duke. Now, what happened to Duke this past week?
Okay, so obviously Duke beat Miami. Hold up, let me pull it real quick.
You got 2 losses though.
They have 2 losses indeed. Okay.
Duke lost to Clemson and Louisville in the same week.
Same week.
This never happens.
Oh, my goodness. One home to Louisville, and away at Clemson. Clemson absolutely smacked them. Great, dominant game by Clemson. I think Duke's still going to be a great team. I think they're going to take second in their division bracket. But I think Miami, they showed an impressive win yesterday, 89-59. Obviously my Cornhuskers aren't playing well. We just lost to Wisconsin last night. We could not get the ball in the hoop. But other than Nebraska, let's pull up some rankings here, folks.
And my Florida Gators almost won.
Hey, they're coming back. They're playing better.
Keontae Johnson almost got it tied. Florida came back like 10 points. Almost got it tied to send it overtime.
Can we just appreciate Baylor? Baylor's number 1.
Florida's playing Baylor this
Oh
Saturday.
My goodness. Also, Auburn. Wow, Auburn. What do you talk about Auburn, huh?
Love it. You gotta smack them.
I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah.
We are back, folks. Here's a quick rankings of the top 25. Okay, now we got Baylor at number 1. And you got Gonzaga, Kansas, San Diego State, and Florida State in the top 5. And then you got Louisville, Dayton, Duke, Villanova, and Seton Hall in the top 10 here. And then also going down the list, you got Michigan State, Oregon, Butler, West Virginia, Kentucky in top 15. And you got Auburn, Maryland, Texas Tech, Iowa, Memphis top 20, and then you got 21 Illinois, 22 Arizona, 23 Colorado, 24 Rutgers. First time ever getting the AP poll in college basketball. Congratulations to Rutgers. 14-4. They beat my Cornhuskers. Oh my gosh, so 13-0 at home. But
Rutgers.
Yeah, Houston at 25.
So not known for athletics.
Yeah, Rutgers is finally good at something, huh? What else are they good at? Like bowling? Okay, but
No, probably hockey since they're a little.
Oh yeah, that's true. But congratulations to Rutgers. Nothing really surprising in the top 25 here. It's just consistent programs that are killing it. I'm interested in seeing the bracket down the stretch, but very excited.
Yeah, great stuff from these top 25 teams. Obviously, the Florida fan. Don't like seeing Florida State in the top 5, but they lost a lot. They're still in the top 5.
Yeah, I think San Diego State is the best team right now. I know they're 20-0. They are a good team. So we'll see what happens, though. Well, I'm very interested. Even though they haven't played great opponents yet, well, they showed some consistency. I honestly think they only beat Iowa 83-73, and I was ranked in top 25. But I'm very interested.
You know that college basketball is way different than football since lots of these schools are not even in the Power 5.
I know, and also you can have all nights and off nights. That's what the beauty of college basketball is. You can be very inconsistent. You can lose, but we'll see what happens down the stretch.
Like one of the best teams just lost 2 in a row, and then they just bounced back. Like college basketball, man.
Yeah.
All right, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this episode of the podcast. We'll see you all next week. I'm Ethan Bass.
I'm Chase Ruge.
See you all next week.